All right, coaches, welcome to a video here where we're going to talk about defensive fronts. This is going to be a hot take alert video. I only believe that there's 3 fronts that you need to teach high school and potentially college O-linemen. 4 down, 3 down, and bear. All right. The reason I think that they only need to know those 3 fronts is they need to get on the field, the front ID'd, and the play run correctly pretty fast, right? And we always say as coaches, if the head is working too hard, the feet aren't doing anything, right? So I'm a big believer in keep it simple, stupid, and let's just ID a front and let's block it up. So the caveat is you got to have blocking rules for 4 down, 3 down, and bear. But if you teach the structures of 4 down, 3 down, and bear, that becomes a little easier. So let's talk about how we ID those structures. So this is all about making life easy on the center so that he can communicate inside out. So the center is going to come up to the ball, and the first thing he's going to think is, do I have a guy head up on me or not? In this picture, there is nobody head up on the center. So he's going to call out 4 down, right? 4 down, 4 down. That's going to activate your 4 down rules, and everybody should know the 4 down rules. So let's say we're running inside zone to the right. We know it's a covered, uncovered play. It's 4 down. I'm covered. Since it's 4 down and this play side guard is uncovered, maybe your rule says 4 down, uncovered, combo with the center up to the play side backer, right? Backside, maybe your 4 down rules say combo to the backside backer. Okay, so that would be a good example of 4 down rules. I don't believe you have to ID the point or mic. I think if you run a lot of personnel groupings, you might need to. But if you're running an offense where you're expecting to see a lot of 4-2 looks, I don't necessarily think you need to ID everything in the book. Or if you're running an offense of 21 or 12 personnel where you're expecting to see a lot of 4-3 looks, same thing. If you're mixing those a ton and you're going to see a bunch of different looks, it might help to have rules for those different plays. But I don't believe that that's a necessity at the high school or even the college level, in my experience thus far. Okay. So that's a good example of a 4 down structure. Now again, checklist wise, center comes to the ball. Do I have somebody head up on me? Yes. This is why I like teaching 3 fronts only. This picture is a little confusing. And even at the high school level, we will see pictures like this. Right? If I looked at this side of the line, it looks a lot different than this side of the line. So center, yes, there's someone. That eliminates the 4 down defense because somebody is head up. So our 4 down rules cannot happen. Okay. Here's the next part. After we do part 1, okay, draw this in blue. Part 2 is the B gaps, right? To differentiate bear versus 4 down, we're looking at the B gaps. So once the center has a head up guy, if there is an open B gap like this one, it is 3 down. Okay, the reason being, if there's an open B gap, we know somebody's playing that B gap. Maybe they could blitz into bear, but that is not the structure that they're showing. Okay? And again, there's only 3 fronts. So if there's one open B gap, it's not bear. There's just somebody walked up. Just like in a 4 down, you know, if this were a 4 down picture and there was a guy walked up in one of the A gaps, that doesn't make it bear, right? unless there's a head-up guy and 2 closed B gaps, right? And the reason that I've gone to this is what I've found is very few 3-down teams are just going to line up in 3-3 stack or 3-4. They're doing it to move around, okay? So you do have to build your 3-down rules to allow for a lot of full zoning or full down blocking. But if you do that, it really differentiates for the O-line if they're seeing 3-down or bear, right? So again, center comes up to the ball here. Does he have somebody head up? Yes, he does, right? Now, B gaps are covered. This is a bear defense. He doesn't even need to know how many dudes are on the line. And this is where it's different. This is why we call it 3, 4, and bear. Because bear does not necessarily mean 5 down. And whether it's 5 down or not, bear is bear. Head up, nose, and people in the B gaps, 4 eyes or 3s. Okay. The advantage of doing this is if you see tight front, your bear blocking rules still work. Okay. So what's an example of the difference between 3-down and bear? Well, again, let's look at a zone play and let's talk about bear blocking rules. Some people like to have bear blocking rules as full zone or everyone just down block your gap on gap scheme. But you can actually manipulate the bear defense to have a true bear blocking plan. So you could come out and say, on inside zone this way, we're going to go covered uncovered on the play side. And that'll result in a double team. And then you got to make a decision on zone, for instance. Do you want to leave the center one-on-one and double team back here? Or do you want to double team here and leave this cat one-on-one, right? And I'm not going to sit here and tell you which one's better than the other because I don't know what your O-line looks like and I don't know what their defense looks like. But I will tell you that it'd be a good idea to sit down and decide as a staff how to handle bear. Because every front can get into bear. This is an example of a 3-down front squeezing into bear, but this is an example of a 4-down front squeezing into bear. Right? Let's do the checklist. Center comes to the ball. He's got a head up nose, so it's not 4-down. This B gap is covered up, and this B gap is covered up. It is bear. Okay? That's bear. Yes, it's not 5-down, but I don't teach a 5-down defense. I teach bear because those bear rules exist. So let's go through it again. Okay. Let's look at this from the blocking rules. Let's say we're running zone this way and we got covered, uncovered. Okay. Covered, uncovered. So tight end's going to, he's uncovered, so he could probably double team to that guy. That's another philosophical debate you have. So let's say it's a covered, uncovered. You get a double team here on a zone play. Play side guard is covered. And again, let's say that we decided we were going to leave the center one-on-one and double team this guy. Okay. Well, we've got our bear rules. We're good. Bear is bear. And I think that solves a lot of problems. And again, in this day and age, we're seeing bear from every defense has it in the playbook, right? You're seeing tight front. You're seeing 5-down at the goal line. You're seeing bear where, like that Wisconsin picture. And you are seeing 4 down where everybody just shifts over this way. They leave this gap open, and they have the extra strength with the RPOs and whatnot. So that's why I think you guys got to teach it as 3 different fronts. I hope the video was helpful. If you disagree, go ahead and throw it in the comments below. I always like to learn how other people ID the fronts. But again, I like to keep it simple. So hopefully you like and subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comment section. Take care.